Well, for more than a decade, Democrats have been pushing out in the open, they're not hiding it, to raise gasoline prices. They say this will somehow fight global warming. But now, with the 2018 midterms on the horizon, they're trying to assail the president because gas prices are rising. Chris Hahn is a radio show host, and he's a former aide to Senator Chuck Schumer, and he joins us tonight. So, Chris, this is, I mean, look, there are probably things that you could say about Trump's performance that are negative. But for Democrats who are pushing for higher gas prices to attack Trump because gas prices are rising seems like hypocrisy on a scale we don't see that often in Washington. Or I'm missing something.
Well, Trump should be attacking himself. I mean, if you read his tweet from October 21st, 2011, he said, blame the party in power for high gas prices. Those are his words, not mine, not Nancy Pelosi, not Chuck Schumer. So it's on him.
But okay, I think that's fair, and they're making the case that the drama in the Middle East is making oil prices go up, and there's probably some truth in that. I'm against it, as I've said from day one. But that doesn't change the fact that Democrats, as of last week, Democratic governors across the country are calling for gas tax increases. They're for higher gas tax. It's in the Democratic platform. So what kind of sick person do you have to be to attack someone for doing what you're calling for us to do?
Well, no, you're conflating the issue here. They're calling for a useful tax to help go to other projects, while right now we're just throwing our money away to the Middle East and other places because of the president's own policies. That's
policies,
very different than doing
policies
something
that they
at home.
support.
We're sending money overseas we should be keeping here.
That they supported. We just had a vote in the House 3 days ago. Force against Iran. Most Democrats voted for it. Chuck Schumer, who's now denouncing Trump pulling out of the Iran deal, was against the Iran deal. They're for military action against Iran. They have been for years, and now they're criticizing it? This is insane.
Well, look, if we had a constructive way to replace the Iran deal like the president promised he would have, maybe we wouldn't have so much turmoil in the commodity market that manages crude oil. That's on the president. This is directly related to him. And if he wants to take credit for things that are good in the economy, he has to also take the blame for things that are bad.
I get it,
this, sir, is on him.
But he's doing what Democrats have called on the country to do, and it's having an effect that they agree with. I mean, it's also dishonest. It's like mind-blowing.
Democrats.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
They have not called for higher commodity prices. This is going to hit the middle class and the working class more than anybody else.
It's in their platform. And if there's any group that has undisguised contempt for the middle class of this country, it's the Democratic Party. That's why they've been for higher gas prices from day one.
That's just not the case. When gas was $2 a barrel, $2 a gallon. Gas was $2 a gallon under Barack Obama. They said, hey, let's put 5 cents on that gallon and put it to programs that we could use for this country. Right now, gas is approaching $4 a gallon under Donald Trump. And I think that's a big problem for the working people in this country. And I think the president needs to address it forthwith. And if he doesn't, the Republican Party will be held responsible.
You guys have a lot of chutzpah, I will say that. I mean,
in 2018.
I'm not even going to look. Anybody who lives in this country who's been paying half attention knows what's on this list. But I have a list here of, I don't know, a dozen different Democratic politicians calling for higher gas prices. Governor Phil Murphy, Governor Jerry Brown, he hiked the gas in California, most expensive in the country. Nancy Pelosi, Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton, one of the dumbest governors in America, et cetera, et cetera. Will Democrats now change their policy on higher gas prices, since you concede it does hurt the middle class? You're right about that. It does.
I think that when gas is at $4 a gallon, thanks to the administration's horrible policies in the Middle East, I think you have to watch out on putting additional taxes on that gas. But if the president could get the things under control that he said he would have great control over when he was campaigning, he said he would have great control over this, Tucker. Those are not my words. Those are his words. If he could get the great control over it, maybe we could figure out ways to raise the gas tax.
There's no shame. There's no shame. Chris, thank you. Good to see you.
None. I don't think the president has any. You're right.
Unbelievable. Disgraced Hollywood mogul and Hillary Clinton donor and best friend Harvey Weinstein surrendered to the cops on 3 different sex crime charges, including first-degree rape.